What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live show where we are going to talk about. Well, the thumbnail is Chiesa because there are some stories out on Chiesa. But with me today is Rino. It's been a while. I think like a month or so at least. So how are
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I know it's been, I think, over a month last time I came here. So
Yeah.
it's always a pleasure to be here, especially to talk about Chiesa because
Okay.
there's lots to talk about.
Yeah, it's not something I was expecting to talk about today. To be honest, not really. Also because there are a couple of stories out on Chiesa today, just more than one, um,
Yeah,
and that's what we're gonna discuss. And then also some other topics, but the the Chiesa story or the Chiesa news had three parts today. I woke up. First thing I saw, I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if anyone uh, has seen it. Is the video clip of Chiesa when he got subbed off. The video clip
I saw that.
of the song, where he basically got subbed off. And he just kind of walked past Allegri, like didn't look at him, and then he went sitting on the bench, throw a water bottle, didn't want to talk with his teammates, and then he said, "I'm always the first sub." That's what he said basically, and that's the news story. That's the first part of the story.
Yeah,
Um, we will talk about that first off, because I like Chiesa, and I I'm not one of those who call them world class. I never did. I never will because I have different standards for world class. But I do like Chiesa. But I've always said this season he's not playing well. And as much as I do not like the way we deploy him, um, which is big part of why I think he's struggling as well and looks frustrated, and that kind of plays into him having some bad performances as well, or quite a few.
yeah,
Um, he needs to play better himself, because he's forcing way too many things. Now, when he
yeah,
said, "I'm the first stop," he's right. Like he is always the first stop. That's my issue with Allegri because my thing is, I think Allegri prepares the game, and in his head, he is like 60th minute, I'm gonna replace him, and him. No matter what happens in the game, those are my subs. Like for like, around that time, I'm gonna sub out Chiesa. I'm gonna sub out Bremer. I'm gonna sub out like I think he plans that before he heads into the game because on Sunday you shouldn't be replaced on Saturday. Excuse me. There's no way you should be
Saturday.
replacing Saturday. You shouldn't be replacing Chiesa at all. Like he's played so many poor games this season that I would understand if you sub him. Sunday was not one of them. So I get why he runs off that pitch and he's like, it's always me. I'm always the first sub. It's bullshit. I get why.
Yeah.
I get why. So you saw the clip as well. What do you make of everything basically?
Well, everybody knows I'm a big Chiesa fan. Yes, there are moments that I say that I wasn't happy with him, how he was playing. But the last month, there's no judge. Chiesa, he's been trying to do his best. Even the last game, he was like, the only player putting the grit and stuff. But I don't blame him that he gets mad with Allegri because let's face it, 2 weeks ago he gets off after 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, but now the 70th minute he puts Ildiz. I don't blame Chiesa throwing that stuff. Like he is very frustrated, and I've been saying for months that he's not happy with Allegri. People say, "No, you're wrong." This, well, I'm not the only one saying it. Everybody is, even today through Gazzetta, through everyone. He doesn't seem happy. So I am praying that he doesn't leave. So let's hope he stays. The way I look at it, I think because he's not playing the right position, I guess. He played good on his right role, on the right side, like he did last time. But I don't know. I'm only praying for him to stay, and hopefully he's healthy. He doesn't get more frustrated that he won't play well at the Euro with the national team. So I don't blame Chiesa.
Like
So
you're
I don't know,
right.
but
Like
I
a
guess
week, a week or so ago, it was like 55 minutes. And you got like that's
yes,
that's usually when you make a sub when you're down, and it's out of control, or a player has been absolutely garbage or just came back from injury, like it's kind of a bit humiliating at this moment in time. It is, because
It is.
the subs are like for like. It's not that he subs off Chiesa and he changes it up completely. He doesn't do that. That's one. And
No,
two, the subs he brings on are keen and like it.
bad.
Yildiz, I get it, but that's also a topic. His subs are not.
Well,
They're not. How you want like? They're not
they're not
subs.
convincing. Like the 94th minute, you put Akaras. You should put that kid before. Then you put Alexandro. Cioè, andiamo, ragazzi. Like,
But that's
this
that's.
guy's gonna pass Nedved. I don't want that to happen. Let's pray.
I think your mic is cutting in and out again. But on
Okay.
on Chiesa, like on the subs, really quickly, the subs he made, they don't have an impact on the game because he makes like for like subs. It's not that he makes subs and he's looking at the individuals he brings on, hoping they will have a moment that change the games. He doesn't make a sub to say, you know what, Torino are handling our whatever we're throwing up them up front. It's very easy. It's very cozy for them. Let me put in Yildiz and let me move Chiesa a little bit. I'm just saying something and let me put them behind and let's try to play down the middle a little bit. Something like that. He doesn't do that. He takes off Chiesa, he puts in Yildiz, and he basically says, do the same thing. It's not working. Like the first thing, it's not.
No,
It's
not.
not an individual. Like if Chiesa cannot get it done, Yildiz cannot. Like it's not individual. In the second half, we created nothing again. It's a big issue. It is a big issue. But that was the first part of the Chiesa news today. The second part was Romeo Gresti saying that what they're in talks again for like kind of a bridge contract extension. So 1 year contract extension, and that's it. That in itself is very strange to me. And then to top it off, later throughout the day, you saw reports and rumors about they're gonna sign him to a new deal, but they're gonna sell him immediately. And at that point,
I hope not.
I got really confused because for me, and people can explain it, and I get why people are like it makes sense. To me, it makes still no sense because if um, let's say Newcastle are interested in Chiesa. I'm just making it up right now. If Newcastle are sitting here and they know Chiesa has 1 year left on his deal, 1 year, and then he signs a new deal, let's say in May, next month, and then in June, the
Yeah.
club is like, you can leave. Newcastle or any team, they're not idiots. They know
They're gonna take him.
that's a bullshit extension. It makes no sense. If let's say we don't extend him, contract runs out in 25, and Newcastle is we offer 40 million euros, and Juve is like we will extend them now, and in June you can buy him, but he has 2006. Newcastle will be like we will offer you still 40 million euros because that extension is it's real on paper, but it's fake. It's fake. We're not gonna offer you more money, and at that point, it's very strange. If the idea is that you are gonna extend and sell, do not extend. Sell. It's pointless. If you want to sell, I don't like this of, oh, let's extend and let's sell. At that point, I'm like, stop
Doesn't
it.
make sense.
It doesn't make sense for me. It's like, oh, go find the club, but if you can't, we are still gonna keep you. No, you want to keep him or you do not want to keep it. It needs to be black and white with Chiesa. It's not a player like Danilo or Rugani, like at the end of his or like the end of his career, where you're like, whatever, you want to keep Chiesa or you do not want to keep
Keep
Chiesa.
him.
Make the decision now. Do
He's one
not.
of our top players.
He's not playing like it. I get that, but like my point is that
No.
it needs to be clear. Do you believe in Chiesa? Yes or no. If it's no, you sell and you move on. If it's yes, you get a long-term deal done. Do not play games.
Well, exactly. I hope Giuntoli and the Società have an idea because it seems like to me they're still not having a good idea. So hopefully they do the right decision with Chiesa because I definitely don't want to sell them. I know most Juventini want to sell them, but who are you going to replace? you know, at least they have someone in mind that we don't know, but I
No,
don't know. For me, he has to say.
I think you need to come in and out again. I think your mic is cutting out.
Okay, you know what? Sorry, I'm gonna try to use my phone.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
one
Sorry, my
sec.
friend.
No, no
One
worries.
okay, thank
I'm
you.
waiting until the Euros to give him a thought. If he has a poor Euros, then time to sell. Like even that, like the Euros is what is it? Like if Italy do not make it out of the group stage, it could be. It's like 3 games. I don't want to base my opinion on 3 games. You know, I've seen enough this season to say that he's not having a good season. 3 good games at the Euros are not going to change my mind or the club's mind, in my opinion. It's not going to happen. Also because it's not at Juve that he's doing it. It's at a different stage. So at that point, you're like, okay, how is it possible that you are performing for Italy but not performing for us? It could even create even more doubts, in my opinion. So it shouldn't be based on the Euros because it could be 3 days games. Excuse me. My point is just that if you do not want to keep Chiesa, then do not extend them and just move them on. Don't play games because you will get an offer. But I don't like the idea of extend and then sell because at that point I'm like, what's the point? It doesn't even like it's a waste of energy right now. If you want to keep him, you keep him. But because if nobody wants to buy him now, why would they buy him next season? And even if he plays well, surely next season you're not gonna let him go and you're just gonna extend that contract even longer. So it's a weird situation on so many levels. You know, I get that he's angry. Like he's done with Allegri. I get it. A lot of players are done with Allegri, which I understand. But on the flip side is you still need to play for the club. You still need to play for the fans, for your own career. You cannot just say, I don't like Allegri. I'm gonna down tools. I'm just gonna throw away basically the entire season and just be, I don't know, like just go out there and show nothing. Like what is it, 2 wins out of 10 in the league? You know, you cannot do that even if you dislike Allegri. I get it. You cannot get along. You don't like what he's doing. You don't like the position you play. That goes for not just Chiesa but other players as well. I 100% understand that you're not happy with that. But as a professional, you still need to get over it to a certain extent and just keep it going. Can you hear me? I can hear you. I will bring you in 1 sec again. Um, you should be coming in any second. But what I was saying is that again, you're in. People can hear you now. If like the summer needs to be clear. I don't like this. Like this goes into a weird summer because you're going into the summer with maybe Chiesa leaves, maybe he doesn't leave. Maybe we need to replace him, maybe we do not need to replace him. At that point, you're just making it extremely difficult for yourself to plan for the future. Like it needs to be yes or it needs to be no. That's what all that's all I'm saying, you know, and that goes for every player, but Chiesa is the one with the contract that's running out. So for him, even
Yeah,
more so than the others. And opinions are divided on him. You know, some will say no, sell. Some will say
that's the thing. I don't like that idea. Better to keep him because most Juventus want to sell. Like I said before, hopefully now you guys can hear me. But no, they should keep him.
we need a clear out. Like we need a big clear out this summer. But I was not going into the summer and thinking, oh, we still need to replace Chiesa as well because then it becomes so much work that needs to be done, and I'm like, it's a bit too much because
Yeah, a lot of stress.
a lot of stress, but also a lot of time on work. When I'm like, we have so many big issues right now. Even with Chiesa, I like him, but like I will say this: if the club can give me a replacement for Chiesa, I will be okay with it. But I don't think they can. That's my issue right now. I don't believe they can. I'm already fearful on how they're gonna replace Bremer, and Bremer is not gone as well. Like I'm fearful for that. I'm fearful on how they're gonna improve that midfield. You know, I don't see us
Yeah.
getting all the business done we should be getting done, which I understand fully. But adding Chiesa to the mix makes it even more crazy to me, in my opinion.
More problem. That's us fans are getting stressed out. Imagine them. So they should do the right decision. E subito.
That's it. Because if you're gonna change coach, and I don't know if it's gonna be Motta or it's gonna be somebody else. Like at this point,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
even the key point. The point is that if you bring in a coach, you need to give him the team. Like you cannot bring in a new coach and in August be like, ah, Chiesa's gone, or now you get Calafiori, or now you get your midfielder, and you have your new coach trying to build a new team, and then while the season is already kicked off and you're in the summer, pieces are being added. That would be an absolutely disaster scenario. If let's say
It
it's
is
I don't know which when the first game of the season is. Let's say it's August.
August, probably the end of August.
Let's say the last week of August, first game,
Yeah,
and let's say Motta is a coach, and a week before kickoff, it's Chiesa is gone, and now you get. I'm just throwing out names. I'm making it up. Now you get Court Miners. I'm just saying something. It's like okay,
that's a dream.
you're asking the new coach to build a new team, but he's getting pieces removed and added very late already when the season because that happened
I
like
know.
that's not like that's what I'm saying with Chiesa. You're adding more issues to it. Like things need to be done quickly.
No, I understand your point, but I think Jundri has a project in his head. So I'm pretty sure they will do the right decisions. I hope we don't see any last minute things. I know most of us were concerned, but I think Jundri, then plus all these names are coming, Calafiori, Anderson, maybe there's some other names we don't know, but I think he's going to do the right choice because I don't want to see another disaster that we're not going to get nobody. Then we're going to be stuck with the new coach with the same players. Like Rabiot needs to leave, in my opinion. Then who else? Locatelli. I'm sorry. The last game he was a caca, my opinion. Like I'm really pissed off with Locatelli. I don't know about you guys. So they need to do something right now. But I think not that Elkan give him the opportunity, right? And he's bringing his top guys, Jundri, because now Mana's not there. I think we should be fine. Let's try to keep it a little bit positive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know it's hard to be Alejandro, but
It's
we'll see.
hard. It's not. It's tough. It's like it's
I
more.
feel you.
You get tired of it right now. That's basically what it is because even the 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 coaching thing. I don't want to like to this day. I've still not said I want this coach. Like my preference is I will say it. I think I will say it for the first time. I still prefer Italiano over any coach right now. And with any coach, I mean we're not gonna get Jurgen Klopp. We're not gonna get those coaches. Like
That's a
realistically,
dream.
realistically speaking, like my preferred option is still Italiano. And I know people like, oh look at Fiorentina. I get it. Like I get it, but what I've seen over the past couple of years, I like him. People say Conte, people say Motta. I do not say Motta's the wrong decision. I don't even say Conte is the wrong decision. But at this moment in time, it's not really about that. And people do like the video. If you're watching, thanks. But hit the like button.
Thank you.
But right now, it's more about I need a direction. I need to see something. There's too much. There's too much. Um, I and I don't know. Like it's always something, and there's like every single day there is something that you're like, ugh, man, here we go again. Basically, it's been like this. Excuse me for I don't know two full years nonstop.
Yes,
Every single day there's something, and that comes with not being good. Obviously, but the stories are weird. Like some stories are very weird. They're very worrying.
you don't know who to trust.
I don't know who to trust. Like even the Rabiot stories coming out, I'm like, not even the stories. He's speaking, and I'm like, you're not Zidane. Like I'm not sure how you're
Yeah,
talking. I don't get
exactly.
it.
Because even yesterday he did not play well on Saturday.
He was rubbish. He was absolutely
Exactly,
rubbish.
bravo. But to get to your point, I understand where you come from, but let's try to be a little bit positive. I know it's a pain because every morning, well, you get the news before me because you live in Belgium. I live in Vancouver. I get frustrated. I wake up 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm saying, what the heck is going on here? Like, make up your mind. That's why I don't believe the Mercado till close to the end. As for the coach, like I said, I don't mind Mota. I know Zidane and Klopp is a dream, but most fans they're hoping to have Zidane because they don't want to risk. But guys, we got to be realistic here. Signor El Khan, he doesn't want to spend money. So then Conte, I don't think he's going to come, which people hope. But to have another minestra riscaldata, I don't know.
No,
I don't know about you, my friend, but
I-
I don't know. And he wants money too.
he wants money. Yeah,
So
he wants a certain transfer window. I think it will collide. Like at one point, it will not
I,
work. But I
yeah,
understand when people say bring in Conte. I understand why. Like I'm not saying, oh, what are you saying? Like it makes no sense. But
no, I understand their point, but
I will be a hypocrite. I've said I don't want old things. We need to move on at one point. Don't be
yeah,
scared to take a jump. And when people talk about Malta, it is a jump. Like you take a quote unquote risk, but we're in a rebuild. Like it's not that we have a winning team. And also we took a risk with Conte. We took a risk with Conte in his first season.
and we did a good job.
He did a fantastic job, like unbelievable job. Nobody could believe it. Nobody could believe what he done. But we took a risk. We took a risk with Conte, and it worked out. It worked out. And you're gonna need to take a risk right now. And I don't think Giuntoli, if he's actually in control, and Alcon said you're in control, I think he wants to do something new his way. I don't think like going back to Conte for Giuntoli. I think he knows that
Yeah,
it's gonna be all about Conte. It's gonna be all about like he's such a big personality. He will take it
you're
all
right.
in, and he will be in control really quickly again. So I don't think he wants to do that. I think he's like, no, it's my opinion, and I'm gonna choose apparently Mota. It's not even sure, but
That's what I
apparently
think
Mota.
too. I know him and Conte are friends, but I think he wants to change too. He wants experiment. I know most fans are scared about that too, but we need a change, or else we're never going to go forward. And we got to be patient.
That's my thing. When people say patient, I find it very funny because the same people who are saying, "Oh no, who needs to come in, needs to win now," have been extremely patient with Allegri for 3 years. But now, when a new coach comes
Exactly.
in, they want they do not want to be patient. I'm like, that's not how it works. You have been patient for 3 years, knowing good and well it's awful, and we're going absolutely nowhere. Now you just cannot be uh, butthurt because your guy is gone and be like, I'm just gonna start hating on the new one because you hated on quote unquote on Allegri. You hated on Allegri for 3 years,
I
by
know
the way.
that's what's going to happen.
It's gonna happen. People will jump on, even the media members like Zazzaroni, Capuano, like all these guys, Fabio Caressa, they will start hating on the new guy from minute one. No matter who it is,
Yeah.
they will start hating because they know how the Allegri period ended, and they will just pick it up and just move on. But it doesn't work like that. If you bring in a new guy, it's all new. It's new, and he
Yes.
and he deserves a shot. He deserves a shot.
Just let him do the work. That's the way I look at it. But I know most people are going to find their ways to attack him just to defend Allegri, because they. But that's in everything. I'm not going to be surprised.
No. So I don't even know if it's Mota, by the way. Like that's just rumors. It's gonna be Mota. Everybody thinks it's gonna be Mota. But it's not
I
certain.
think so too, but I know where you're coming from. You want to be sure. You want to see la firma, the
Yeah, you
signature.
need to be sure, and until the end of the season, we're not gonna know because we are fighting for top four. Coppa Italia, Bologna are doing the same. We're not gonna know. It's all about rumors. It's all about um, we know for a fact. People like. It's also the time of year that new Twitter accounts are popping up. Have Verona scored? Somebody's saying Forza Verona. Have they scored? I don't
I
have the
don't know. I
game.
did not look.
Let me
I
see.
cannot look right now, so
Oh, 2-2.
because I'm
Was it?
doing it on my phone.
Oh, they were 2-0 down. 2-2. That's
2-2.
yeah, that's amazing for
Wow.
you for Juve. Like, that's
Oh, for
amazing.
Juve? Oh yeah.
It's sad, but I don't see us winning 3 games until the end of the season. Like if we win 3 games in Serie A out of the last
Oh,
six, that's massive. Like that's 6 game, right? A
let's try
six
to be
game.
positive. Like I know how you
No,
feel, my
no.
friend. Because after these games, it's tough. But with Cagliari, I know they tied with Inter yesterday, but at least the 1-0. Because I want to stay top form. I want to see us playing Champions League. Then we have the fifth position. So worst case scenario, if we stay fifth place, which I'm not happy about that too, because we are Juventus. We cannot be. from first place to go down to fifth. But we need the Champions League, or else it's not going to look pretty. But let's hope our boys do something on
Yeah.
the weekend coming.
Somebody saying top four was always our goal, says Allegri, or would say Allegri. He kind of flipped it already this weekend. We said fifth place. I'm like, shut up. Like 2 months ago,
He
you were
doesn't
saying,
even know. He's just trying to defend himself. Like, I'm sick and tired of his comments after the game. We played a good game because we had 3 clean sheets. Like, come on. He's doing these calculations just to get a tie and just to reach top four and bada bing, bada boom. That's it.
yeah, I agree.
I
I,
don't get mad anymore. I just let it be then. Just can't wait for the new season.
I agree. I 100% agree. So,
Bravo. At least
uh,
we agree on something.
nah, we agree on, but it's like I said so many times. We play Cagliari on a Friday, which is terrible, by the way. Um, I'm not looking forward to it. It's like it's more of just get it over with. The 90 minutes, just get it over with, so I can do something else. Basically, that's how
Yeah.
I'm. Usually, when you go into the game of your favorite club, before the game you're like excited. After the game, you're like, okay, like no matter what. But for 3 years now, especially this season, it's more of get it over with quickly, as soon as possible. Even on Saturday, extra time was like just blow the goddamn whistle, like just just end it now. It's
Yeah, because we've seen in the last games the same Juventus. You enjoy the beginning, the first 20, 30 minutes, and then you fell asleep. And they're back to back. Try to stay at tie, then you're just like, whistle this game and let's move on. I can't stand this anymore. Then, or you either risk to break the TV like I almost did on Saturday, or, you know,
no.
you
I,
risk to hit somebody, but you don't want to
I'm
get to that point.
usually I can get pissed watching the games, but
Yeah, I'm
this
like
season
you.
I'm not. This season I'm not. When things happen, I don't have a real reaction on it. If I would do a watch long, nobody would be watching because it would be very boring. I don't have emotions. When we score, when we concede, it's all eh, whatever. It's not the same because
Yeah.
you're playing for quote unquote nothing. It's all bad. You know how the season is gonna end. You know the player situation, the coaching situation. There's nothing to cheer on. I might do that when we win the Coppa Italia, but after that, I'm like, the season was crap. Like, you'll take the
Yeah, you're
Coppa,
not gonna be.
but the season is bad. Like the feeling is not the same. It's not the same. And somebody said if Conte had
I
his
feel
squad
you.
with one game a week, and people keep forgetting that, me included, we play once a week. We play once a week, and we look unprepared. Excuse me, every single week. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It is. That's why I keep on telling people, but we'll see. All I can say, finish the season and wait for the new year because I had enough, like everybody else is.
But even with the one game a week, now it hits me because Allegri was asked post game, why do you not play Yildiz, Chiesa, Vlahovic up top? And he said, the balance. Now it's not time to mess with things. I'm like, we had one game a week. Like you had
I agree
months.
with you.
You had months to do that. Now he's blaming time. You had time. You didn't use your time, but you had the time. And now he's
He's
saying
scared.
he's terrified. He's terrified.
Yeah,
And he has been
he's
for
very scared because
years,
you have one
months.
game a week. So it's sad, but it's not gonna change. It's gonna be the same 3-5-2, and we just gotta suffer as fans watching this.
Yeah, yeah, and on Conte, because somebody said why I do not want Conte, or he because coaches who come back are not successful. Maybe Lippi did it, but when Conte comes in, people think, oh, he's gonna win immediately. It's like this team is not gonna win immediately. I've said it a
No,
thousand times. Allegri can say the coach, Motta can come in, Conte comes in, and even with new signings, the team is not ready to win. Even with new signings, first they don't have the mindset of really having a title push or competing. They don't have that mindset. That's one. And two, even if you sign 3 4 players, you're gonna lose one or two. You're still far of Inter. You're still far of Inter who are winning. Inzaghi says they're gonna improve. And again, We are 20 points off last season, 20 points, whatever. You're not even close. Like the mindset is not in the club. So it will take, for me, a year to actually install something winning, like something real mentality. Now, I can understand people think Conte can do that, but I don't expect us to win next season as well. No matter who the coach is, no matter
Same.
who we sign, I don't expect us to win. I do expect us to be
I agree
better.
with you. But that's the problem with most fans. They don't see it that way. They want to win right away. Well, guys, whoever, even if Conte comes or even a Klopp, if they put some in, it's going to take a while. So we got to be patient. If we've been unfortunately patient with these three years with Allegri, we got to be patient with the next guy comes. Let him do his job, and let's see what happens. Which I think we will see some improvement if they change the players as well, because we cannot keep the same players in our midfield. Needs to be changed. So
Yeah, yeah, it
let's hope
needs
for
to
the
be changed.
better.
But on Mota as well, like I haven't, like I'm not gonna tactical breakdowns. I'm not a tactical mastermind. I'm not gonna do that. But if we get Mota, I will bring on the appropriate persons who know more about tactical insights, and we will talk about Monta. Because even like
Yeah,
there's a fake narrative out there, not created by the people who want to change, but the people who do not want to change are saying, "Oh, you think you're gonna play champagne football with Mota?" I don't think people think that. I think nobody's saying that. If you
no,
watch Mota, it's not champagne football. It's controlled. It's very controlled football. It's good. It looks good. It's controlled. A bit like we did in the past under Allegri as well. It was controlled. But the
control. Yes,
the execution of what they're doing in the back, midfield, up front is on point. That's the difference. It's well drilled. Everybody knows what they do. It's not champagne football. And I'm not asking for, when people say change, you immediately get, oh, you want to play like Pep? No, like nobody's saying that. But it needs to be
you
an
need the
ideal.
money for that.
But not even the money, like it needs to be an idea, like a style. I don't care if we are a counter-attacking team, I'm okay with that, but we need to be extremely good at it. If we are the best counter-attacking team in the world, I'll take it because I know it's effective and it's effective. If we are a team that can keep hold of the ball very good and just can punish team with those few moments, I'll take that as well. But we cannot be a bit good in the back line, sometimes good up front, sometimes we can control midfield, sometimes like there's nothing. That's my issue right now. So I don't expect champagne football. I expect an idea and some control over games you play. Then
Well, I agree with you with that one, but people have to understand with Guardiola, it took him a long time to be where he's at. Like Man City, I remember when Guardiola joined, it was the first time after 35 years they went to the final of the Champions League. And then it's his first time after uh, losing with Real Madrid 2 years ago. Uh, with Chelsea. Last year they beat Inter. They might win this year because they're a powerful team. I'm all for Real Madrid. But even with him, that Guardiola is the top coach, which he changed the system of playing, it took it a while, even though with his players and the money that they spend. So people need to be patient.
yeah,
That's the way I look at it. Because they're a little bit spoiled as fans. So
we
as long
are.
as I see my team improving and put the fino alla fine at the end of the day, like the Grinta, I'll be more than happy.
I agree. I agree with that. And Pasquale, I also kind of agree with you in the chat. He took over Conte's team. He took it to a next level. He did. He took it to another level. But there was a good pace out there. And when he came back, there was no good pace.
Yeah,
And we still do not have a good pace right now. It's a bit of
unfortunate.
and that's also his, like it's his issue as well, because 3 years and there's no base. Like, yeah, we're gonna look at the coach. Who else do we need to look at? So um yeah, I'm not gonna say, like, people go overboard with Allegri saying he's always been rubbish. I don't like it's not, it's just bad right now. And he kind of comes across a bit weird. It looks frustrated. I think he looks frustrated. The team looks frustrated. It's time to change. That doesn't mean
It is.
he's always been an awful coach or a bad coach. He has won stuff.
No, nobody said that. For me, I want him out, yes, but I never judge him as the coach and what he did for Juventus and company. So,
Yeah, like you
but
cannot take that away.
yes, exactly.
That will always stay.
That's why I tell
So
people all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And I know Jav was saying in 2016 we lost without Tevez Pirlo, but we got Dybala. Yes, it was still rough, but Mandzukic, Khedira, we don't have those players right now. We don't have those players. Um, but that's the point. That's for Juntili now. He needs to add experience. He needs to add quality as well that needs to be developed because that's a club. Like we're as a club, we're in this situation now. You're not gonna sign Chouameni and Camavinga like Real Madrid did a couple of years.
Mbappe.
Yeah, like but even like not even like just like Boniface. We're not gonna get Boniface. I would absolutely be. I will be ecstatic if you get Boniface, but it's not gonna happen. Like we're not that club right now. You also need to
Yes.
understand that we need to improve, and that's why I think a new coach needs to comes in because we need to improve certain players we have before we can actually be that club again. Jav is saying why doesn't Allegri save face and resign? Is he too greedy? Nah, I think he's not gonna
He's not
resign.
gonna leave that money. That's the
But I don't
problem. I think nobody will.
I don't think even the money, I think it's just why would he resign? If the club asks him for Champions League football, he's on course to do that. That would be weird for his part, from his part to resign.
Yeah.
Uh, with 5 games until the end of the season, was it like 6 and 7 in the Copa and maybe the final 8 games, potentially 8 games? He's not gonna resign, And to be honest,
No.
I kind of understand why he wouldn't, But
Same.
um, before we wrap it up, on Cagliari, we play Cagliari. We play. I don't know who we play afterwards. I completely forgot. Is it Roma? Is it Milan? One of the two, and
No,
then
Milan
Milan.
after Cagliari.
Okay,
That's gonna be tough.
and then we play Lazio in the Coppa Italia. So on those games, what do you think? Cagliari and the Coppa Italia. First Cagliari on Friday, and then the Coppa Italia. Do you think we've
On
done enough?
Friday playing. I say it even on my videos. I just want to win with Cagliari. I know it's going to be tough because even yesterday, Inter was struggling with Cagliari because every game is tough. It doesn't matter if it's a tough team or a small team. So I'm going for a 1-0, I hope. And then for the Coppa Italia, we beat them 2-0, 1 goal. And yeah, and we move on and try to go to the final at this point. I'm all for winning from now until the end. I know it's hard, but I gotta bring some positivity because if I keep on bringing negativity, it's not good either.
No,
Then
but
if they lose, then I get mad. Then maybe I smash the TV, but that's about it.
do you think we've done enough from the Coppa 2-0? Do you think that's enough to go to the Olimpico and make it to the final? Do you think we have done enough?
Yeah, if we score one more goal, if he doesn't play for to save the 2-0, we should be fine. I don't think they're gonna stretch away. Plus, Lazio hasn't been playing well. Besides us, they lost with who they lost last time. I can't remember, but last game they went with Salernitana. So I think we can manage
We should be
to win.
managing that,
Yeah,
and
we
we
should.
should we should be winning that. Even in the final, if it's Atalanta or Fiorentina, you should be winning that. Like there are no
That's gonna be a good match to watch, but I'm going for a win.
okay. Um, let me read out the chat really quick. Cole Parma, yeah. I saw the first goal. That was ridiculous. Milan will come to our stadium and beat us 5-0. I don't like. The funny thing is, I think we will win against Milan. I know it's far away. I just have a funny feeling we'll just beat Milan just for fun. Like at that point.
Yes, because Milan hasn't been playing well. They kind of dropped. So, and then they have a big match next week. Well, this week with Roma, and then next week with Inter. I can't wait to see that match. Then with us after that. So
Yeah, they have a tough schedule as
now
well. Um,
we're gonna.
so I was saying all these teams are dropping points with us now. We're getting so lucky. Yeah, that's what we needed. I said it so many times. To get Champions League football, we need other teams to start dropping points, and they're all dropping
Yes,
points. So it's 12 on fifth place now. So no, on yeah, it's on fifth place. No, let me really quickly check.
I haven't checked because I'm using my
No,
phone right now.
Roma is. So let's say Champions League is also fifth place is also Champions League. It's almost if Atalanta go through against Liverpool and they still can mess it up, it's still Liverpool. It can still happen very
Yeah.
easily. But if Roma go through, potentially Fiorentina, you kind of wrap up the fifth place. So let's say you're 12 points ahead of now. Atalanta need to play Fiorentina still with a game in hand. Let's say 9 points with 6 games to go. You need to win three, and hope the other drop a point here and there. You should be managed to do that. But let's see. Focus on Cagliari first, and then we will talk about the rest.
First, then baby steps at a time.
Yeah, that's it, people. That's it for the live. If you haven't liked the video, like, also subscribe. Getting close to 5K. Subscribe to Reno's channel as well.
Thank you very much.
So do that, and
One
then
last thing, Alejandro, I thank you again for inviting me. Then I'll have you on my show anytime soon. We'll see.
yeah, that's good.
Beautiful.
It's been a while. It's actually been longer than a month. I checked.
I know everybody's busy. I understand that. I live in Canada. You live in Belgium, and the fuso horario, the time exchange, it makes us tough. So
It
we'll
is.
make it work for
Yeah.
next week, maybe.
But that's it, people. Like I said, tomorrow
Thank you.
I will not be live tomorrow. I will be live on Thursday for a preview, and then probably as well on Friday for. No, that's not. I'm lying. On Sunday, excuse me, on Sunday.
Sunday.
So Friday and Sunday I will be live, and then throughout the week just the regular videos. Thanks, people, and speak to you soon. Ciao.